All right, here we go. We're getting into it. Game one. I did not see who won the coin flip. I assume both players are going to want to choose first. We are doing loser picks. If you've been to some of these show matches in the past, the players have sometimes decided to just alternate optimal choice. Like if the players both agree in this matchup, we both want to go first or we both want to go second, then they would alternate. But we're going to be choosing. This one is going to be based on. I'm drawing a blank, but what are we doing? Oh yeah, loser picks. Loser picks first or second. So it'll just be, yeah, loser gets to go first, I assume. Unless Henry feels different about this matchup, I guess. I assume Emma is going to be choosing first. That'd be interesting, though. That'd be an interesting contention point if the players disagree with first and second. All right, I forgot to activate YouTube chat, but y'all should be here now. Why is Emma slower on live than IRL? Well, you have more time on live than IRL, so may as well take advantage of it. Find all 6 prize cards. I'm pretty sure when Emma was prize checking IRL, she was not checking all 6, right? I don't remember. I have to go back and look at the Gdansk game. So I'm pretty sure she was not checking all 6 prize cards. But we're playing on live. You got plenty of time. Might as well. Do we know Emma's list? Emma's list is just the same from Gdansk. Does find the fan rotom, gets the Pidgey setup, the Hoot Hoots, 1 Noctowl in hand, and then the attach to the Water Pawn. We'll see what kind of start Henry has here. Okay, and not particularly great, but it's not bad. Got a Team Evo in hand. Henry's list is a bunch of 2-ofs. 2 Lily, 2 Research, 2 Arvin, 2 Countercatcher, 2 Team Evo, 2 Braver Charm, 2 Nest Ball, 2 Night Stretcher, 2 Artisan, 3 Earthen Vessel. And then the usual suspects in the attacking lineup. 2 Rare Candy, if I didn't mention that. Drifloon, Screamtail, Clefairy. Like, pretty standard. I would say like, the only thing that stands out to me, to be honest, from Henry's list, not for Lily. Is not playing 4 Lily. And then is playing 2 Arvin. The 2 Research, 2 Lily split. So we're gonna be able to get at least 1 Ralt. I mean, you gotta go for the Ralts here. See what's prized. Looks like a Dark Energy was prized. Ooh, is there only 1 Ralt? The one and only Ralt. Oh no. This is gonna be. That's gonna be tough. That's just bad. And Emma has everything lined up for a Water Pawn attack on the next turn, so. There is a Drifloon in here, yes. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this could be a quick one. Because Emma's just gonna start. Like, as soon as Emma just sees there's 1 Kirlia or 1 Ralts on the bench, Emma's play is just, okay, snipe Ralts, repeat. Charm and retreat to Ralts? No, it still gets knocked out, right? The Ralts isn't surviving. Like, then Emma just goes, okay, cool. Retreat to Pidgeot, Crispin to Pidgeot attack, knockout, right? Or even maybe get a Flareon set up through the fast EV. Ooh. No. Wait, nope. Yeah, I don't see an out. Dude, this is just so bad. Another thing that's unfortunate for Henry here as well. I didn't know if the second Guardy was prized or not. I didn't pay attention to that. But... yeah, it's just like, I mean, you just never survive here. Second Guardy's in the deck. Okay, second Guardy's in the deck, which is good. But we did just discard one of the Guardies. So if the second Guardy wasn't there, then Henry's recovery cards would be pretty strained here. If I'm Henry, I'm adding a Shaman ASAP. Yeah, a little in between games, add the Shaman. Okay, I like that. Henry runs any Candy, you can Charm Ralts Candy next turn. Well, you have to retreat to the Ralts, though, because Water Pawn does 120 damage. But even if you do that, all Emma needs is... Well, that would be tougher for Emma to set up, though, right? Is Henry just not even going to TM Evo? He's going to TM Evo, okay. Yeah, if you retreat and charm... Well, hold on. Emma would need a lot more to KO that Ralts with a charm, right? Huh. That is interesting. Bravery Charm and Evo at least survives another turn? No, the Bravery Charm only works on basic Pokemon. Did he prize double Ralts? He did prize double Ralts, yeah. All right, Ultra Ball coming in from Emma. Already's looking to set up the Pidgeot, it looks like. And yeah, then has the Crispin in hand, or could get Crystal here. This would actually be pretty good for Henry if Emma does not take the, or plays the Crispin here, because then that's less follow-up attacks. But if Emma just goes grab Crystal, play Jet, then Emma can Crispin next turn, Crispin the turn after, and spawn trap the Ralts for a little bit longer while still dealing damage to the active Pokemon. So Emma doesn't know that 2 Ralts are prized at this point, but it's probably on the next turn it'll be pretty obvious. And now has the extra Crispins to work with here. Could Nest Ball to grab something like an Eevee to start to build up to the Flareon. We do see that coming out. Just gonna go for a Hoothoot instead. Yeah, I mean, Counter Catcher Noctowl next turn from Henry is pretty solid, though. To slow things down, maybe. But I guess Emma still has the Jets. The Jet's going back to the deck, so Emma can just go Crispin plus Jet, put the Water Pond back in the active. We'll see the prize card here. We'll see what Henry can put together on that next turn, but this one, I mean, it's looking a little cooked. Like, what does Henry do here? Do you just Arfin for Night Stretcher for single Ralts? Pass? Like, what do you... Oh, we have Fez first. Oh, we get Fez first. Henry could try and do the run to Ralts with a Bravery Charm play, but then your Fez is on the bench and will be worth 2 prize cards. And all Emma needs is Jet Crispin to, like, attack with Pidgeot to KO the Ralts in the active that has the Bravery Charm. Could Henry actually set up, like, a reasonable attacker alongside this? I guess Henry could... Henry could bench Clefairy with an energy, and then... Yeah, okay, Henry could bench Clefairy with an energy, and then from there, have a possible threat next turn. While, yeah, I guess maybe that's a play. Like, you need to, like, set up a threat alongside to kind of force Emma to do something else besides just spawn trap the Ralts. Very Mind Bend. Mind Bend's kind of weak, though, because Emma plays 2 Jet, though. The Mind Bend, I feel like, is not that great. But Emma can only Water Pond so many turns in a row. Eventually, she won't be able to... She can only Crispin 2 more times. So, you Crispin once, Crispin twice, and then Boss has to get involved to spawn trap the Ralts. But Henry can also only recover the Ralts 3 more times. So, there's not that much time. We see the Night Stretcher does get grabbed here. I mean, getting an energy down on Monkey Dory to start to move this damage off Pheasantipity could be something as well. And then Mind Bend would be a little bit more of a threat with more damage on the other side of the field. We see the Ralts is getting recovered here, obviously. Yeah, the only big debate here for Henry, I feel like, is do I attach Bravery Charm to Ralts and put Ralts in the active? It just doesn't seem very good. Putting some thought process through this. Maybe, what if you just don't bench the Ralts this turn, actually? Maybe that's a conclusion Henry's coming to here. What if I don't bench Ralts and wait until Emma sets up a different attacker with a Crispin and then gets the Ralts involved? The one thing about Emma using Crispin every single turn, though, and if you're using Crispin plus attacking with Water Pond, you're actually not establishing threats. We've seen this many times with these Terra Box decks where you kind of sometimes you tunnel vision too hard on Water Ponding. It sometimes is the best play, but you just Water Pond turn after turn after turn, and then finally the other player establishes something, and you have nothing set up at that point because you've been shuffling your energy back into your deck every single turn. So that could be an inevitability of this situation as well, possibly. Henry could attach to the active Fez here, actually, because the Fez won't get KO'd, and then you can threaten Hoothoots on the bench. But it looks like it's going to conserve the Fezandipity. Monkey Dory goes to the active here. And then it's thinking about putting the Bravery Charm on the Fez here to prevent Emma from just KOing the Fez off the bench. But that's never the play here, I feel like, from Emma. Timers have to come on next game. Oh, I didn't realize timers were off. I'll tell timers to... I'll tell players to put the timers on next time. Yeah, I'll let the players know. I didn't realize there was no timers on. We definitely want timers on. Still plenty of time, but... Okay, no Bravery Charms put into play. Back over to Emma. Once again, it's probably just going to be Crispin into Water Pawn. It's definitely worth putting Ralts into the active with Bravery. Emma doesn't play any tool removal. She doesn't, but then she can just go like Crispin to Pidgeot, Jet Pidgeot to the active, Pidgeot KO the Ralts, right? And then Pidgeot's ready to go boss chase Ralts, boss chase Ralts, or retreat back to the Water Pond, Crispin to Water Pond, attack with Water Pond. So I feel like it doesn't... I feel like actually it would be worse. Like, Henry should force, with a board with no energy on it, Henry should force the Crispin out of Emma. Although, actually, one reason to put the Bravery Charm on the Ralts would be to stop Emma from being able to use Fan Rotom as an attacker. Because then Emma could go Area Zero, Latias, attach to Fan Rotom, boss KO Ralts. So honestly, Henry maybe should have put a Bravery Charm on the Ralts to play around a Fan Rotom KO. Because that would be kind of annoying. But I think Ralts in the active with Bravery Charm is worse than leaving the Ralts on the bench. Because you want to force the Crispin on the Water Pond here for sure, it seems like. All right, back over to Henry again. I mean, you can start with the Fez here. We need to find the Ralts. I think what Henry might be doing here is just running between other Pokemon. Like, I think we might see Henry retreat to another Monkey Dory this turn, bench the Ralts, force the Crispin, and then ideally look for... Like, if we force the Crispin out of Emma this turn, then next turn, Emma will need a setup attacker plus a boss to chase the last Ralt. So as long as Henry didn't prize any... as long as Emma didn't, or Henry didn't prize any recovery, we can just chain 3 Ralts in a row here. There is the Night Stretcher in the deck. How does Emma kill Charmed Ralts in the active? She can't retreat and attach to Pidgeot. She can go Jet Energy. She can just go Jet or Latias. She can go Area Zero, Latias, Crispin to Pidgeot. And then the Pidgeot has 2 energy on it, which means Emma can just go boss KO, boss KO instead of Crispin KO. Mind Bend angle. We could see a Mind Bend here. If we do see a Mind Bend, I think Henry should put a Bravery Charm on a bench Ralts. Counter Catcher Mind Bend? No, you don't want a Counter Catcher. You want to Mind Bend the active here, for sure. He's going to throw out an Artisan, it looks like, or is thinking about it. I didn't get the Night Stretcher off the Secret Box, so it has to commit to the Super Rod if Henry wants a Ralts this turn. Commits to the Mew at this point. I think it makes sense. The Curly is kind of weak, right? Even if Ralt survives a turn, if we're evolving it up through Curlia, that's too slow. I think if Henry had Charmed and pushed Ralts turn 1, it would have been fine. Well, in this situation, it wouldn't have. You could argue it was the better play for Henry, but Emma literally had Crispin Jet, Pidgeot. So it would have got knocked out. The Ralts with the Bravery Charm would have. All right, we're running to a fresh Monkey Dory here from Henry. Not giving up 2 prize cards. And we can do an Adrenaline Brain here as well. I feel like you probably should just heal the Fez, right? Just take it out of range. The question is just where does the damage go? And wants to pressure the Pidgeot, it looks like. All right. So Emma here can still go Crispin KO. The Bravery Charm is on the Ralts here, so that means the Fan Rotom can't get the knockout. Otherwise, that would open up new opportunities for Emma. So this might... Oh, wait. Is there a Crispin prize, actually? Hold on. Why wouldn't he Mind Bend? Why not Mind Bend? Honestly, that is a decent question. All right, the Crispin... Yeah, why not Mind Bend? That's a good question. Stop the Crispin. I don't know. Okay, yeah, this game is far from over. Trumpet E-Switch. Ooh, E-Switch is an option. True. I'm curious to see... Wait, can Emma... No, right? Might just go for like a setup line here. Oh, nope, there's the Glass Trumpet. What, are we going to use a third Noctowl here? Are we going to leave ourselves with no Noctowls? This goes for the Hoot Hoot, Trumpet, Jet Up, or we just attack with Flareon KO. Okay, I think we're just going to go Flareon KO the Monkey Dory and then load up the Water Pawn. So Emma here is breaking the Ralts KO chain. Just going to establish some Hoot Hoots, have some options. Yeah, I guess 2 Owls are prized here, so the Noctowl is never even an option. And then Flareon's going to get a KO. We're going to load up the Water Pawn on the bench. This is still a pretty good board state for Emma. We're up 3 prize cards. And there's still the Fez on the bench with damage. Well, I don't even know if the Fez having damage on the bench matters that much, to be honest. But yeah, the lack of Mind Bend was interesting from Henry. I'd definitely be curious to know his reasoning behind not using Mind Bend there on the Water Pawn, to be honest. Because looking at the way he played it out, besides that, it seems like the Mind Bend was most useful, right? Why'd you bench the Fez? Because you just want as many threats and draw power in play as possible. Because it's very possible Henry goes Candy, Guardy, KO your Pidgeot here. And as long as Pidgeot survives, you don't really care what happens. So Henry's target has to be the Pidgeot here. So Henry this turn is going to look for KO Pidgeot off the bench, which you can do with Scream Tail plus some Monkey Dory damage. So this turn from Emma was all about just creating as many threats and draw power in play as possible. 2 Hoot Hoots, Pheasantipity, Pidgeot's already established. Water Pawn's a threat, Flareon's a threat. Henry can't remove everything from play. Let's put Jack in KO'd here. Scream Trail, Bravery Charm, Monkey Dory. And we see that's what Henry is already lining up here with the Scream Tail. Wait. Does Henry not want to play Artisan here? I was going to say Artisan probably should have come down first. But we might not be putting in play here. You don't mind because if you leave the damaged monkey active, then you're risking... I'm taking 2 prizes. But they can't pause on Christmas, so you're... Yeah, but you always lose your Ralts. I mean, yeah, that's the value of it. I understand that's the value of the play, is you don't risk it on the coin flip. But is it worth it to always lose your Ralts? Like, you always lose your Ralts to Crispin or an E-Switch combo there. Henry opts not Artisan here. Wants to keep Emma's bench locked as it is. Does find Candy. Does find Ultra Ball. That's Candy Guardy. I mean, you have to do that. We still have Fez to draw with as well. There is Psychic Energy and Vessels in the deck. Vessel double Psychic. Oh my gosh, dude, chill. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Mew KO the Flareon. Mew KO the Flareon. That is an option here for Henry. Does still have that other Ultra Ball. Like I said, though, Pidgeot is... The reason this matchup is so much closer than Flareon Box usually is in this matchup is because of Pidgeot. Pidgeot is the thing that makes this matchup close. Flareon Box without Pidgeot basically just gets stomped by Gardevoir. Okay. Henry has finally stabilized. The question is, will this be enough? Still very behind. Gonna get the first two prize cards here for Henry. Water Pawn's a threat. The Flareon is still set up. 2 Hoot Hoots and Fez are still on the board here for Emma. Doesn't he counter catch a Noctowl? He could to make things a little bit more awkward for Emma. But he might want to save it for the next turn to bring up something else. Because like the chance of Emma getting around a counter catcher play this turn is pretty high. But Henry can make a play next turn where he counter catcher traps something and doesn't take a KO but sets up for game. So you probably don't counter catcher here. Although there's a high chance Henry could draw into his other counter catcher next turn. So we could see him play the counter catcher this turn to be able to find the counter catcher next turn, just to force as many resources out of Emma as possible. if the second counter catcher is not prized. He's still giving us some thought here. But there we go. See the Pidgeot going down. See what's found off the prize cards. Hopefully not Ralts at this point. At this point, you don't want Ralts. Okay. Not Ralts. Pretty good. Over to Emma. The hand's not great, but we got Fez. Oh, the follow-up is also... I mean, you don't need that. Well... I mean, this turn from Emma, if you just bench Terrapagos and load up Terrapagos with Flareon, you're probably feeling pretty good. Not a lot was drawn, but what are you even looking for here? Oh, Emma's debating retreating. Losing all that energy? To what? To Water Pond? I don't know if I like this. We have nothing. This is like doing the work for Henry. It feels like Emma's doing the work for Henry at this point. I think you leave multiple attackers set up, and you have plenty of energy in deck. You could have just attacked with Flareon and set up your Terrapagos to have 3 threats on board. All right, here comes the Gravity Mound to remove the Noctowls from the bench. Oh, and the Flareon? Does she just want to get rid of the Flareon? Well, now at this point, it's a big liability, right? But I feel like this is... I feel like she did so much work for Henry here. Flareon can get mewed. Yeah, but you have 0 threats on board here, Emma. You have 0 threats. You did Henry's work for him. Henry's turn, next turn, was going to be to try and make it so as hard as possible to attack with a threat. If Henry doesn't take any prize cards here, he wins. Oh, the last Crispin is still prized as well. Like, now Henry can just go Counter Catcher Bear. Oh, is Henry out of recovery, though? No, I think Henry has 1 recovery card left. Henry can go Counter Catcher Bear, Scream Tail the Fez. And that's it. Yeah, and another thing to like note here about this play, I think, is Mew KO Flareon's not scary as Emma here. If you just load up your... She could have loaded up her Ursaluna. She could have benched Ursaluna, used Flareon to load up Ursaluna, and then you have Water Pond loaded up, Flareon loaded up, and Ursaluna loaded up. I don't think Henry has a great line into that lineup, right? Emma can just boss Fez to KO with Bear. No, because Henry's not going to draw prize cards this turn. Henry's going to go Iono, Counter Catcher Bear, and then either punch the bear, but not KO it, or snipe the Fez with Scream Tail, but not KO it. Like, Henry is not drawing prize cards this turn. And Emma has no threats to, like, pressure the board anymore. How was she benching Luna last turn, though? She was bench locked? Well, no, this turn. Her last turn from where we are now. Unless I'm trolling. No, I'm not trolling. All right, Mew benched. Still has Fez access here for Henry. Counter Catcher, Ultra Ball. It might just be a punch with Gardevoir here. Oh, this also works. We don't even have to bring up the Ursaluna, because our board is safe from Torrential Pump. So Henry here can just literally punch the active with Gardevoir. Because even if Emma had a Crispin here, the Crispin doesn't win the game. So this works about as well as anything else. We need Monkey next turn. Yeah, can Henry win next turn, actually? What if Henry used Mew to copy Ursaluna's attack, and then Mew punched the Ursaluna? Wait, does that make sense? But then how do you win? Can Henry actually win in 2 turns? I'm actually not sure if Henry can win in 2 turns. You can copy Ogerpon twice. Sure, I guess you could do that. You do 120 to the Fez. And then you still need Monkey Dory Dark, though. And he doesn't have Monkey Dory in Dark right now. You pump the Fez. But we still need Monkey Dory Dark, but that would work. We could go Genome Hacking, 100 active, 120 to the Fez. Next turn, Monkey Dory move 30, 120, 100. Why not just Counter Catcher, Drift, Punch for a turn? We just didn't get them. There's no Monkey Dory Dark, though. Like, we need Monkey Dory in Dark. Can we not just Counter Catcher Fez, Cruel Hero the Hoots? No, that's terrible. Because we're drawing one prize card as Henry, so we can't even win next turn. And then we're drawing a prize card, which means Emma gets to draw with Fezandipity. Okay, Jet and Night Stretcher. Night Stretcher for Noctowl. Yeah, Henry can't draw. Henry will not draw prize cards last turn. That's why we saw him not draw prize cards. She's down double Crispin? No, she's down one Crispin, right? But one is prized. Okay. Into the Jewel Seeker. Boss and... Oh, it's going to be a Sob play for sure, right? Now, Henry does play a Turo. Oh, Henry also has Turo in hand. But then how do we not... Like, even if you Sob the Fez for a turn, we can't even KO it next turn. So we need, like, another turn here as Emma. Because the Ursaluna's, like... oh, wait, we can snipe the Mew, I guess. Oh, but she didn't attach active, so we can't snipe the Mew now. And the Ursaluna is... 3... We need 2 more attachments to this Ursaluna to attack with it. That's a long ways away. All right, see what Henry got. We have the Turo. We have a Night Stretcher. Is that just game? I think the Night Stretcher top deck might just be game. There's Monkey Dory. Yep, that's it. That's over. We can recover the Dark Energy. Turo the active Fez. And then now with the Monkey Dory, Mew copying the Water Pond will get 4 prize cards. From Solo Ralts, getting spawn trapped 2 turns in a row. Honestly, that's like a thing that I noticed a little bit late as well. I wonder if Emma actually could have boss KO'd Ralts with Fan Rotom a turn sooner to preserve a Crispin. Now that I'm thinking about it as well. That'd be like another thing I would question there from Emma in the early game. Could Emma have just gone like Jet Boss, Fan Rotom KO, and like save the first Crispin? And there we go. Henry takes game number 1. It is a best of 7. I'm actually going to put that on screen real fast. Yeah, it is a best of 7. Henry takes game number 1. So, loser. We are going to have... I'm going to have them enable timers. I'm going to have them enable timers going into the next game and the rest of the games. And then loser will get to pick first versus second. I assume both players are just going to be choosing first after they lose a game, but... yeah, 2 things there from Emma, I think, to like look back on was the... Could we have actually Fan Rotom KO'd that first Ralt instead of committing to a Water Pond attack? I think we might have been able to. We might have been able to. And then also, Emma choosing to attack with the Water Pond on that turn, completely eliminating all of her potential threats on board. Making it really easy for Henry to just be like, okay, you have no threats. I didn't have to like try and neutralize it by counter catching up something and hoping it gets stuck in the active. Definitely some potential mistakes. Emma will be going first here in game number 2. Hopefully they remembered. All right, they remember to enable timers. All right, here we go. Looks like a fine start here from Emma. Has the Latias. Clefairy start for Henry is definitely not great. Monkey Dory is probably your best starter, right? Because Water Pond can't KO it, and it's one prizer. This could line up for just like a Flareon or a Terapagos knockout on the next turn, I guess. I guess the Clefairy is like maybe a little annoying because you don't want to... you don't want to like run a Flareon into like 280 with a Flareon. Like Terapagos maybe? Henry's live streaming. Do you know if Emma is also? No, I don't think Emma is live streaming. But yeah, Henry, if you guys want to watch just Henry's POV, Henry is live on Twitch right now. Maybe YouTube, but I don't think that. I think he's just live on Twitch. If you want to get the full Guardy POV and his like thought process and situations. Henry is really delayed and has an echo. You have an echo. What's his Twitch? I think what Hunter said is correct. H Chow TCG. All right, Flareon getting established immediately here. Yeah, the hand isn't like... yeah, it's like not that strong here from Emma. Also, only one Hoot Hoot in play. Let's see what Henry's going to do here. The opening here from Henry is... I think it's got to be a secret box line, right? Yeah, that's what Henry's lining up already. But should be able to team Evo out. Double Curlia on the bench. Of course, Emma does, of course, have the threat of Crystal, Energy Boss, KO, Lone Ralts, or Curlia. Oh, just throw a Candy in hand. We don't have a Gardevoir. And then Water Pond is still like a possibility as well here. Yeah, here we go. Setting up for Team Evo line. I can't be anything besides double Ralts, right? Going through the prize checking, of course. We do have timers on now. Was he reading Full Moon Rondo? These are both Curlies in the deck. I wasn't paying attention to the double Curlia. I will find out here shortly off the TM Evo. Okay, all right, how much damage are we hitting here? All right, we got both Curlias. It's pretty good. Yeah, I'm curious to see what play Emma even goes for here. The Flareon could be fully loaded up to KO this Clefairy, but then it wouldn't be out of this world for Henry to swing back and actually KO the Flareon with Mew or a Drifloon. So I assume Emma would like to set up Pidgeot as well. Like, that wants to be a focus here. But if we go to set up Pidgeot, I don't think we're getting the one-hit KO. We see Crystal Candy getting searched out here to go with the Hilda. Oh, wait, hold up. No, it has to go with the Hilda. Yeah, so we're not getting the KO here as Emma, unless I'm missing something. I assume we're just going to Pidgeot to find something to load up with the energy. I thought we were going to go for like the Cyrano there, but I guess that doesn't make any sense, right? The Cyrano wouldn't have ever worked. Artisan here to get a Hoot Hoot, but hold on. Now we're bench locked out of... We are bench locked out of benching a follow-up attacker to load up. We'd need two pieces here, but we don't have two pieces. So I was thinking if we got Cyrano instead of Crystal, Then we could Cyrano for the Pidgeot, plus an attacker. And quick search for the crystal. But I guess that never gets us area 0 either, though. So Emma is really banking on this Flareon surviving the turn. This Flareon going down is basically game ending, right? Like I don't even know how you'd win at that point. Like if Henry just has Mew KO here, I think the game's just literally over. Your crystal's gone. Crispin can't save you at that point. The price trade is just going to be so far in Henry's favor, it's over. We'll see if Henry can piece it together here, though. Only has access to 2 energy. Doesn't have Guardy, doesn't have Mew. There's Guardy, there's Mew, there's energy. It's not how you'd like the energy to go, but I don't think you're complaining here, right? Like, you'd like to establish energy on a Monkey Dory, but attach the dark energy for turn to Mew works. And that'll get the KO. Wait, how much can Clefairy hit for here, actually? We're looking at 220. You could just punch with Clefairy and set up a Monkey Dory. But I feel like KOing this Flareon before it gets to use its first attack again. Because you don't want this Flareon to KO your Clefairy and set up another attacker on the back end. So I think you just go for the one hit here with the Mew. Oh. Looks like Henry's not going to go that route, though. Henry is going to go for the Clefairy punch, load up the Monkey Dory, move some damage over. This gives Emma a turn to establish threats, though. 220 with Clefairy plus Monkey seems better. I feel like... nah. Yeah, if you just KO this thing, you just win the game, right? Like, what is Emma's follow-up if you just KO this Flareon? Emma has nothing. But this lets Emma play the game. I feel like this line from Henry lets Emma play the game. It's like, okay... It's still bad. Like, this is still a bad position for Emma to be in. But it's like, okay, I don't just lose. Now Emma's like, okay, I can attack with Flareon again, use its first attack, set up some more draw power. I guess that's the only argument, to be honest, Sawyer, is that Henry would be dead drawing, right? No, but you draw 2 prize cards. We're chilling. Those things are always broken. Okay, now Emma actually gets to set up some threats. We see a boss getting lined up. Ooh, there is no energy in Henry's discard pile. I wonder if Emma's gonna go for like a trap Flareon play. Let's see. Emma could Crispin trap, it goes KO Mew. Yeah, but then Henry just like swings back and wins the game still, right? Because then you just go Clefairy KO the Trapagos and you're still just winning. I feel like if Guardy ever gets to draw the first 2 prize cards, you always insta-lose. Like, for basically any deck. If Guardy ever draws the first 2 prize cards against any deck, the game's just over. Could KO Guardy with Mountain. That is true. Is that actually the line that we're seeing get set up here from Emma? We do see Fez getting drawn. No, I think Emma's just going to take the punch into this. Of course, this does line up still decently. Like I said, this still lines up really well for Henry, for sure. Like, Emma's just going to go first attack with Flareon, take the 2 hit, load up a backup attacker. I guess Henry here still could just get counter catcher and actually go KO Eevee, KO Flareon, right? That's kind of scary. All right, first 2 prize cards go to Emma. And Henry might actually... No, I don't think Henry... Wait, actually, Henry might have the play in hand. We'll see. Dark Energy counter catcher. Okay, Henry does have... No, actually, Henry is a energy short here. Could commit the Dark to the Monkey Dory now, and then if you just can discard a Psychic, you can go KO Eevee, KO Flareon with double Monkey Dory. Oh my gosh! Wait, hold on. We're not done, though. We're not done. We still have energy. We still have draw power. We still have draw power here, right? Oh, Henry's already playing cards. Oh, we can just get back Clefairy, right? We can just reuse Clefairy here. At first I was like, oh no, we're cooked, but we can Super Rod Clefairy back and then Nest Ball for it. And then go Monkey, or we can start with the Monkey Dory KO actually and see what we get off the prize cards. You can KO the Flareon. Feels like Emma was supposed to go 1 energy Eevee, 1 energy Fez to be able to threaten Fez KO Mew. That is actually like it's unfortunate that Emma's only energy in hand was the Jet. to like not be able to attach anywhere else for turn. Yeah, attaching to the Fez did seem good for sure. Wait, can Flareon split the energy it searches? I actually forget. Cannot. Okay. All right, let's see what Henry gets off the prize cards here. Ooh, all right. We're still short of dark energy though. We're still short of dark energy. You can't split the Flareon energy? Okay, okay. But like I said, we can... There's two ways Henry could tackle this. Henry could go get Fez, draw with Fez. You could just go with second Guard here. But you can also Super Rod Clefairy, Nest Ball Clefairy, Clefairy KO that EV. And then leave yourself with 2 prize cards remaining. We can Mew. Oh, true. Mew can also KO the EV. I forgot I had an attack. Good point. Why didn't he attach Dark? He didn't attach Dark because if he doesn't draw into a way to discard a Psychic, he wants to be able to manually attach Psychic. To the active I guess you at least want to be able to punch the EV for 1, but punching for the EV for 190 is so weak. Maybe that's not even a good choice there from Henry. Because at the very least, if he just draws a Night Charger or a Super Rod Nest Ball or Super Rod Ultra Ball, he can just Clefairy again. Honestly, he maybe should, now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more, because of the Clefairy option, I didn't really think about the Clefairy option. He maybe should have always just attached the Dark Energy. Like so little could ever go wrong. But looks like he's gonna go the Drifloon route here for the knockout. Another way to get the KO, I guess. I didn't see the Bravery Charm in the hand, but this also works. Wait. Yeah, that is enough. It was leaving it open to attach to Mew KO. Oh, sure. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, leave it open to attack with Mew. This is GG, right? I mean, I don't see a win condition for Emma, but there's no energy in the discard pile. Maybe some kind of... Fanordum can KO the active. Iona could get involved. I can't... even if we could Briar... Well, no, we can't. No, even if we don't have Crystal. Even if we could Briar, the most we can draw is 3 prize cards, though, right? Some kind of Water Pawn play, maybe... But if we don't disrupt Henry's hand here, like... Oh, wait. I guess Emma did have Latios in play on the last turn, though, right? So Emma could have attached Jet to Fez and then retreated the Fez back to the bench. Or even to the Pidgeot. Just, like, create some kind of threat. Nah, the Pidgeot's pretty weak. To the Fez, it probably makes sense, but... All right, Noctowl searched out here with quick search. Yeah, I'm struggling to come up with anything, to be honest. Air Orb, Glass Trumpet. Okay, I guess like Flareon's getting but doesn't this just lose to Mew? Oh, are we gonna go with what's the other one called? Leafeon? Is there a Leafeon line here? Okay. Leafeon KO Mew, I guess. But we're not hand disrupting Henry here, so the chance of a win that's basically 0. I guess you gotta play the counter catcher now, right? One's gonna be the... Oh, we're KOing the Gardevoir here? Well, I guess if we KO the Mew... Oh my... I mean, there's not a good KO here, right? If we KO the Mew, the Gardevoir survives. For some reason, I thought we were going after the Mew here, but KOing the Mew is bad. KOing the Gardevoir is... I mean, there's nothing good. There's no good play. There's no good play. The good play does not exist. Sure. Hope that another Gardevoir doesn't get set up. But we already see the Gardevoir in the hand here for Henry. And then only needs, what? A single Psychic Energy here to win the game? You have to kill the Drifter, you just lose, no? No, the Drifloon currently can't take a 2 prize knockout. This is probably the best play from Emma for sure, yeah. Okay, that should be game, right? All right. I mean, let's not pretend like he wasn't going to get the Psychic Energy here, though. He has Research, access to Fez, can thin out the deck. And there's the knockout. All right, Henry's up 2-0. Emma faced Guardy without Jelly twice in Gdansk and tied both times. 2-0 versus Jelly Guardy, what makes non-Jelly so much worse. Just the one-hit KO potential. The deck just hits harder. You don't care for Jealous and punches you for 80. You care for Drifloon one-hit KOs your Flareon. Or Screamtail snipes your Pidgeot off the bench. Stuff like that. The deck is also just like inherently a little bit slower as well. So even if you can hit big numbers eventually with Jelly Guardy, you're just a little bit slower of a deck. And the TM Devo threat isn't really real because you draw prize cards so quickly as Flareon. And the Jelly player can't really like efficiently slow you down in the way it can like other matchups. So are they doing a true best of 7? Yeah, it's a true best of 7. Not playing all 7 games. Well, we could play all 7 games. Emma's got to start getting some dubs first. Does Henry live in the US or somewhere else? Antarctica. All right, here we go. I assume Emma will be going first here. Again, yeah. Ooh, and this is... Now, there's a question on whether or not a dead draw would get any of the players in the set. Okay, does have a mulligan to work with. We gotta find that Fan Rotom. Okay, all right. We were gonna top deck it anyway, so the mulligan didn't make a big difference. But maybe we can top deck a Poffin as well. Why not? Oof, okay. It's not bad though. Saved here. Has this Cyrano plus Noctowl in hand as well. So this hand went from like terrible to all she needed was a Fan Rotom. Found the Fan Rotom. We're good to go. Are you gonna watch LOL Worlds? I think I will be, yeah. Who did / are you rooting for? SKT for sure. Or T1, excuse me. Back in my day, they were called SKT. You youngins these days know them as T1. One me Mundo Dodge. So will you review the new cards later? Yeah, I'll probably take a look at them before I start playing some PTCG live. Oh, was Pidgey prized? Or what part of the bird? There was some part of the bird prized, I assume, right? The Pidgey itself? Okay. I mean, I guess if any part of the bird line is prized, though, you never get the Pidgey anyways, right? Aggressively. So, turn 1 here from Henry. TM Evo plus Liz Determination. Sees the lack of Pidgey. So it's probably just like thinking through what the lineup is going to look like on that next turn. But yeah, the TM Evo plays. Oh, again? Wait, I can't tell. The number doesn't pop up until you scroll over it, right? Nope. Oh, there's one in the active. There's a Ralts in the active. Okay. Forgot about the active Ralts. Not again. But this does mean Water Pawn actually removes both Ralts from play if you want to use TM Evo here as Henry. So Henry could attach a Brave Charm to the active Ralts if it's found. Or just retreat the active Ralts, give up on the TM Evo line. So Henry does still have a couple other choices that could be made here, depending on what's drawn off the Lily. Oh, I guess if we're going to put the Evo active, though, we can't put the Brave Charm there. And we whiff the Ralts. Evolve Monkey Dory into Monkey Dory 2. No Iono either, so we know Emma's got Noctowl in the hand for sure. All right, this is going to be a big opportunity for Emma here. Get the KO on this Ralts. Could do it with Water Pawn. But honestly, I kind of want to see it happen with Flareon if possible. But if not, even Fan Rotom KO Ralts is like pretty good here. Just KO the Ralts. Immediately into the Cyrano for Emma. That means we're not bossing here. So that means the only way we're actually reaching this Ralts this turn is through Water Pawn. But Water Pawn is, like we saw how in game 1, how it's like, it does something, but it's not that strong. What would Emma even need here? Like E-Switch. If we're committing to the Water Pawn line, Emma would need like E-Switch Crystal? Yeah, E-Switch Crystal. And then we have no follow-up. Well, we have no threat set up on board. Everything has to come through Noctowl at that point. Hoodoo's getting searched out here. I mean, currently, if we want to even use Flareon here, we need to use a Noctowl. So Emma has to use a Noctowl no matter what. The question for Emma is just, how are you going to... Or what are you going to do this turn? Are we going to KO the Ralts, or are we just going to let the Ralts chill? Oh, Boss Crystal here, I guess, works as well. Then we... Oh, Boss Crystal plus attack with Flareon. Ooh, okay, I like this. We still have the Boss... Oh, no, we already played... Oh, no! You can't! You can't, Boss! We use Cyrano! And we saw Emma immediately mouse over the Boss. I feel like Emma thought she could play Boss this turn. Commit to another energy active. We do see... Oh, we don't even get a knockout this turn either. It's just punch a Monkey Door for 130. Uh-oh. That's a pretty big mistake from Emma. Probably would have done something different. If she had remembered she had already played a supporter. All right, over to Henry. Henry does not have Candy Gardevoir yet, but wait, there's time. It does seem like Henry is going to probably have to play Iono. There's out a couple Dark Energy. Might see one of those get committed to the Monkey Dory, I guess. Could board wipe potentially. Yeah, next turn. I mean, if Henry can't find a basic Pokemon, Henry will probably find a basic Pokemon. The question is, which basic Pokemon is it? Wants a Ralts. I mean, would love Candy Gardevoir, of course. But there's no way, right? Okay, yeah, there's no way. Did find Nest Ball. Second Ralts is going to get on the field. Has Ultra Ball. Could go get a Curlia to start to develop the benched Ralts. There's so much, like, threat. Like, the Curlia feels so weak here, but... Yeah, the Curlia feels really, really weak. She didn't have a Terra in hand. Oh, true. So she had to go Cyrano to get a Terra. Oh, I didn't realize that, yeah. So the only way she could have actually... It would have to be the E-Switch combo then. Yeah, good catch, good catch. Oh, she had Nest Ball in hand, I think. No, she had the Nest Ball for the Fan Rotom, right? Or she top back another Nest Ball. Have to check the bot, I guess. All right, Adrenaline happening. She needs a nest for Fez. I actually no clue where this 30 goes. You put on the Fez, you can kill the Fez more active. You can pressure the Hoot Hoots to have to make them evolve, but that's not even that big of a... That's not even that much pressure, I feel like. Second S-Ball was the top deck. Okay, so she could have got to a Terra Pokemon without it, right? Locally, this play Emma made might just have been better. Anyways, giving the opponent Fez plus Iono potential when you have no Pidgeot, no energy is kind of sus. Could she have done? Could she have KO'd the Ralts with Flareon? I feel like she could have, right? If you KO the Ralts with Flareon, then I feel like that's always the move. I actually don't know if she could have, though. I'd have to go back and look at the hand. All right, well, Emma has the Water Pond play, but she would have to invest everything into it. So I don't think we're going to see that from Emma here. Oh, I see you all in chat. Yeah, Jet here would be pretty good. Even just a... Wait, no, Noctowl for Hilda for Jet, right? Well, no, but then you can't boss. That's not good enough. All right, Water Pond fully loaded. Was thinking about benching the Terrapagos and attaching to it. I definitely don't hate the idea of developing more threats for sure. But there's no guarantee Henry's even attacking next turn to take a knockout. So leaving the bench space open for like Pidgey if you get off the prize cards could be chill as well. Noctowl finds Jet, doesn't it? Yeah, but you can't... It can't find Jet. You'd have to find Hilda, and if you Hilda, you can't boss. So it could have been a good play if... Actually, it would have been a really good play. Yeah, if Emma had Jet boss there, that's like insanely good. Because then you just go back to Flareon next turn, and reload up the Water Pond as a threat. Ultra Ball coming in from Henry, giving up an Iono. So we second Iono down, but we'll still have 2 Ionos to work with. I mean, you kind of have to keep the Ultra Ball around here as Henry, I feel like. That's an out to Gardevoir, but it's actually giving up the Ultra Ball here. He's going Fez. I wonder if we see Mew hit the field as well. Just the whole squad? All right, whole squad. Gonna go with the restart for 1 first. What would you even find off that you'd want to put in play? Artisan, Monkey Dory. You drew a Psychic. Would you attach it active? Okay, and we're into Lulu's Determination. Never mind, she did have Nest. Okay, so she could have gone Flareon, Boss KO, Lone Ralts, right? Okay, Secret Box, a couple Guardies found. I mean, Dark Energy, Psychic Energy. Found the Artisan as well. Like, as far as playing Artisan in this matchup goes, like, this is a pretty good turn to play it. I feel like you take away 1 bench space from Emma, and you're not allowing Emma to discard any liabilities. Secret Box, of course, has to get played to find the right candy. And then the Mew can KO the Flareon. You could Scream Tail, KO the Fez. I mean, I don't even know what the right play is here. Every Charm is getting searched out. I was like, I was about to say, how is that Henry playing 5 Iono, but he didn't discard the Iono. He discarded the Ultra Ball instead off that previous Ultra Ball. Grabs the Turo. The aggressive Turo grab. This seems... Oh, the aggressive Turo grab is interesting because, like, is it a good play from Emma even to Sob next turn? And now that the Turo's in hand, you can't Sob. Yeah, I don't know. It's question will be like, what else are you going to grab? You may as well play around it. Like, if that's the only thing you're scared of, I guess you might as well be like, well, now you know I can Sob. You're not going to Sob, but sure. So we can kill with Mew and get the energy back? Oh, possibly. I guess can Emma ignore the Mew and then the Mew be... The energy getting stuck on Mew is that big of a deal? Yeah, sure. All right, still giving it some thought. I thought we would for sure see the Artisan hit the field, but he hasn't played it yet. As long as there's a Monkey Dory in the deck to get that set up. Because you definitely don't want to leave the Mew with 120 damage on it, right? That'd be bad, because then it could get sniped by Water Pond. Because then it could have like KO Ralts, KO Mew for 3. Oh, can Clefairy take the knockout as well? Into the Night Stretcher. Oh, maybe we're going to attack with Clefairy here instead from... I feel like the Clefairy is a better follow-up to something else, right? The Mew lines up so well into Flareon here. Unless Henry really doesn't want the energy to get stuck on the Mew. He has to kill a Drifloon here? Why? We're winning the prize trade here as Henry. I don't think we have to use Drifloon, right? Unless you're like scared of... Unless you're trying to like play around Briar in some way. But it's going to be the Clefairy attack. I guess some kind of Briar play would be the only reason to do that. He doesn't want to get rid of the chance of her discarding her 2 prizers. If Emma discards Fez Latias, I'm pretty sure you just win the game. Like, there's no way Emma's deck can operate from there without those cards. If you play the Artisan here, Emma discards Noctowl Fan Rotom. I mean, if we are going to attack with Clefairy here, leaving the statement play makes sense, obviously. You discards energy, can't get stuck. No, that's not how Flareon's attack works. Flareon's attack just is 280 and you can't attack next turn. The energy would just be stuck on the Mew. Alright. So currently, Emma did not bench a Terapagos last turn. Okay, we did draw Crispin here. We do have Noctowl as well, so there is the possibility for the Trumpet play. Feels like there's never a play to play the Briar. Yeah, Briar's tough to... It's tough to line up. The threat of it is nice, but it almost never happens, it feels like, in the matchup. Charm also Emma can't boss KO with Fan. There's probably more to play around Water Pump being able to get 2 prize cards on the board. I guess the Fan Rotom play would maybe be a little bit annoying. It would like even up the prize cards as well. I wonder if is there a play that Emma can ever make that's annoying for Henry to deal with because Henry doesn't have access to Screamtail and is bench locked, or does that not exist on this board? Yeah, is there ever a play Emma can make where she doesn't take a knockout but is still like setting up a threatening board state? Like what about Crown Opal punch? I don't know. Crown Opal punch something. I don't know. It looks like she is setting up for a Briar line, though. He's attacking with Ursaluna this turn to draw 2. And this gives her... You see the Iono as well getting played. And next turn, Briar could win the game for Emma. But there's nothing forcing Henry to draw prize cards, of course. Henry can just, like, put damage in play and set up for a 4-prize turn. But that means that if you put damage in play, because Henry didn't put the Artisan in play last turn, because he kind of couldn't if he wanted to attack with Clefairy, now Emma could go Gravity Mountain to remove liabilities that actually get set up. So this is where the Gravity Mountain can actually be used as that liability removal, because Henry kind of doesn't want to draw prize cards this turn, because then he activates Briar. So he just wants to put damage in play, but if you just leave damage in play, then Emma can play Gravity Mountain and discard those liabilities. So I'm interested to see how Henry tackles this situation now. I mean, if Henry could just, like, Drifloon... There's Counter Catcher active for Henry here now. So if Henry can go, like, Drifloon KO Terapagos plus Iono... that's kind of chill. KO Hoodoo is good, though. KO Hoodoo is pretty good. Yeah, there's only one... But that does leave Henry on odd prize cards, which could give Emma 2 turns. So you could, like, double Monkey Dory to Fan Rotom plus KO Hoothoot. Well, I don't know how we're KOing the Hoothoot, though. Is it through Screamtail? No charm left. Is that our second charm? So I do feel like there's a lot of threats built up on Emma's side right now. No Pidgeot, of course, is going to make it harder to set up any play. Does only have the one Hoothoot, like someone mentioned in chat. That's a good point. The Hoothoot could just be removed from the field. But that means Henry's only drawing a single prize card this turn. There would be a possibility for 3 prize cards on the following turn. It would involve double Monkey Dory, either this turn or next turn. And then also, Emma could still find Gravity Mountain, play it, and remove the liabilities off the bench to play around a 3-prize turn. Doesn't Drifloon KO Terapagos just lose to Briar as well, though? Yeah, it does. So that's not even a good play either. Maybe, I guess Drifloon KO Water Pond would be better, but then yeah, Terapagos Counter Catcher plus Briar. And that's a research, that's not an Iono. That's leaving Emma with a 7-card hand. Is the play here from Henry just to use Mew to punch the Ursaluna for... Ooh, now the Artisan comes out. It'll be pretty easy discards here, though, from Emma, I feel like. Oh, but this is... Now, this makes it hard for Emma to actually build up a board that could remove and left liabilities. Yeah, so now Emma can't remove the liabilities. So now Henry can just go Mew, punch Ursaluna, right? Artisan takes away the possibility of Emma being able to do the Gravity Mountain play because Emma can't play 2 stadiums in one turn. Or it looks like it's just going to be a Gardevoir punch instead. Just Gardevoir punch Ursaluna. It does have Counter Catcher, so I guess a Counter Catcher could happen here. But I think punching the Ursaluna is more than fine, right? So there's no point in expending the Counter Catcher. Just double Monkey Dory to the active. Punch. Don't draw any prize cards. And then... It's looking tough once again. Ever Counter Catch Latias so she can't move the bear? Wait, what do you mean? Everything has free retreat right now. Oh, KO the Latias. Well, no, if you KO the Latias, that moves the bear for Emma, though. Because then the bear's on the bench. She doesn't have to send the bear back up. No, it makes no sense to ever KO Latias. You just can't draw prize cards here as Henry. Henry cannot draw prize cards. Also, just drawing prize cards is terrible for Henry. He just can't do it. Well, I mean, he could do it. Not recommended. We need to find Turo next turn realistically. The problem with that is Emma does not play Turo. So there's no... Once the Area 0 got bumped by the Artisan here, there's no liability removal from Emma. Even on top of that, though, Emma doesn't have a way to one-hit KO a Guardy. Even if Emma played Turo, you can't one-hit KO the Guardy, so you're still losing the prize exchange, right? That's a side block Fez, I believe. I feel. You might be... But that doesn't ever lead to a win condition, though, does it? I guess if Emma can... If Emma can go Boss Fez, play Area 0, then Gravity Mountain next turn... Maybe? Black Belt Training plus Gravity Mountain search out right now. Water Pawn is jetted up. Oh, does this let Ursaluna get the KO? Oh, this does force Candy Guardy from Henry. Okay, this is cool. KO on the Gardevoir. Now for Henry to win next turn, Henry needs... I mean, Henry just needs Candy Gardevoir. And honestly, he might have it in hand. I'm not sure. Let's take a look. I see Candy. I see Nitro. I see... Okay, he has it all. Never mind. Yeah, maybe the best option there for Emma for sure. The Sob line just seems too weak, to be honest. Like, going Sob that turn is so slow. You give Henry so much time to find the Turo. There's a good chance he even has it in hand already to begin with. All right, 3-0 start here for Henry. Lack of Pidgeot this game from Emma. Wasn't enough in the first two games either, though. This is the first game we've seen the Pidgeot not get set up. This going on YouTube? Yeah, it'll get put on YouTube later for sure as a video. I mean, the VOD will be available, of course, but... All right. Emma will once again be going first. Isn't it a misplay to not evolve Ralts when you had Curly in hand? I think he was trying to play around Water Pawn, KO, Curly, KO. He was trying to make it so Water Pawn could not draw 2 prize cards, basically. Isn't she using her tournament list while Henry could just choose whatever Guardy build he wants? Yeah, but they agreed on the lists beforehand. Okay, start here for Emma. Does have Ultra Ball for Fan Rotom, but you never want to be Ultra Balling for Fan Rotom. 2 mulligans to work with, though. Hopefully we can find a Fan Rotom out here that is not Ultra Ball. Okay, all right, okay. Strong options. Water Pawn here as well now. Okay. This is looking like a pretty good start. The little Eevee is prized, which honestly, having the double nest ball is a pretty big deal for then, because you can actually search out that Eevee. Are we going to see a Henry versus Fernandez matchup next? I don't have any plans to. Was the bird in there? I wasn't paying attention. Is Bird and Candy in the deck? Kind of start to... Honestly, is attached to Water Pawn... Oh, we have Ultra Ball. Yeah, is attached to Water Pawn not better there? I think attached to Water Pawn has to be better there, right? So we can threaten Boss plus Water Pawn next turn, KO double Ralts. Okay, I feel like that's a misplay there from Emma. Because now, yeah, now we have to get E-Switch involved, which is like +1 card. But it's like a lot easier to like load up Flareon to KO the active if we want to do that next turn or something like that. See what kind of start Henry has here. Little secret box action, not a big deal. Little Arvin action as well. I mean, this looks like a secret box into Lily to me. See what Henry thinks. Not bad. I feel like the threat of the water pawn, like, yeah, like the threat of the water pawn, if it wasn't a Fez in the active, then attaching to Flareon maybe makes a little bit more sense. But because Fez in the active, I feel like the water pawn attachment from Emma makes a little bit more sense to have a higher threat level as far as that goes. Crispin Crystal means water pawn is still alive. Yeah, but you can't boss. Like, we assume Henry Emma should assume Henry finds 2 Ralts here. Right? Like, that's not like a question. If your win condition is to have to play like the Guardy player only finds 1 Ralts, then it's a terrible matchup. So Arvin comes out here first, gonna find some more energy. One of those obviously gonna make its way to the discard pile. It's a terrible matchup. I mean, I agree that I think it's Gardevoir favored. But if you're on Emma's side, you think the matchup is favorable. So at that point, you got to play like the matchup is favorable. You can't be making you'd assume that if you think the matchup's favorable, you'd be making plays that make the matchup seem favorable, and that you don't have to like completely just hope your opponent bricks, right? Is this Drift Guardy? It is Drifloon Gardevoir, yeah. Okay, makes sense. She's sandbagging to give Henry false hope. Maybe. Is Emma going to Vegas? Emma versus Henry happens in the finals. Henry becomes overconfident. What turned from a 6K money match turned into a 10K money match. Emma wins 2-0. She's not? Okay. So no future setup for potential sandbagging. Frame for a misplay doesn't make a matchup favorable, though. Well, no, I think that's what Hale was saying, though, Curry. Like, he's saying the matchup's favorable only with these factors involved. Like, he's saying it's not a favorable matchup. I would argue Jelly Guard is also favored. But it's got to be way closer, even if it is. I don't really have an opinion on that one, personally. All right, Curliers are coming out here for Henry. Does have 2 Ralts. Only 2 Ralts, though. Has Henry prized the Ralts every single game so far? Or 2? Is there anything EVBox can incorporate to make the Guardian matchup favorable? Probably not, no. It's just a bad matchup. You'd have to go so far into, like, becoming a different deck that... yeah, it would just change, right? Prize 2, game 1? Yeah. But is every game past that, is he at least prize 1? Okay. So like I said, the boss play is available. Boss KO double Curly is available, but because Emma didn't attach to Water Pawn turn 1, it has to come through an E-switch combo if she even wants to go for that. We see Rare Candy Hilda getting searched up, though, so that's not going to be a boss on the Curlia. And that means we're going to be settling for... We could see Flareon KO active. Honestly, I don't hate that. What exhausts our... It exhausts our Crystal, though. Exhausting the Crystal just feels so bad. But then we could just go Crispin Terrapagos to respond to a Mew or Clefairy. So, Pidgeot also is getting established this game. Last game, we did not see the Pidgeot getting established. And I do feel like for the current board state, like, we kind of need to see Emma draw 2 prize cards here, right? Like, punching the Fez is not good enough, I don't think. They'll have quick search. That's my assumption, is Crystal gets searched here. Unless it was prize. I didn't actually see... Okay, it's there. But no, it's area 0. Actually, it is possible for Emma to still KO the active, but it's actually just going to go for the slower route. Just punch, set up energy. This does set up for a pretty good Water Pawn line, potentially, for Water Pawn to KO Fez off the bench. And Henry isn't like guaranteed a 2-prize knockout this turn. But even just punching the Flareon really hard, but this sets up like the Mew line again, right? Where the Mew line is just available. Or what about the Clefairy line here? How far away from Clefairy KO active? Was it? The Clefairy, yeah, Clefairy plus a Monkey Dory Dark KO's the active, but hold on. Oh, but the Mew play's there still. The Mew play is there. Uline's low-key mid this matchup, but Clefairy is good. Yeah, but at this point, you take it, right? Like, the Clefairy seems way better, but we didn't draw the Clefairy. So we take the Mew line here, right? We draw the first two. The Fez has a Bravery Charm on it, so it's not gonna, it can't get sniped by Water Pawn. Question for here for Henry is like, what else do you give up? He's thinking about the counter catcher give up, actually. I would directly go to the Iono, but Henry doesn't think he needs the gust potential this game. This game just wants to be disruptive and have draw power. Okay, so the energy on the Mew, we did have 3 Psychic, but this plays around Guardy getting stuck in the active, and this also plays around how's Water Pawn KO Fez? Well, not anymore. Now it has a Bravery Charm. But before it had a Bravery Charm, it could have. And now Water Pawn couldn't draw like 3 prize cards this turn by going like KO Curly, KO Mew. By not putting the 3rd Psychic on the Mew, so. Once again, Guardy's pretty scary when it draws the first 2 prize cards. Over to Emma. Water Pawn is set up, but Water Pawn is not effective on this board. Not that effective. The Terapagos is found, though. We do have Crispin, so Terapagos can be the response here. But this could have been the response anyways if we had just KO'd the Flareon with the... Or if we just KO'd the Pheasantipity with the Flareon, we could have made the Terapagos a threat. Black Belt, KO, Mew, and Curlia. Oh, wait. Okay, that's kind of cool. Black Belt, draw 3. We do leave a 2-prize Pokemon in our active, though. So all Henry needs is, like, a Monkey Dory. And there's, like, no threat for the Gardevoir to go down, I don't think, on the following turn. Like, the extra prize card here, I feel like is not worth that much. So is this actually better than establishing 2 threats? It's such a stupid copy pasta, bro. Briar Countercatcher Fez wins now. Oh, true. So I guess Henry's not going to draw 2 prize cards here, right? That is a lot of, that's a lot of cards, but Emma does have a lot of draw power in play. So we shouldn't see Henry draw multiple prize cards this turn. So then all we're going to see from Henry is probably punch the Water Pawn, right? But now actually the lack of it's so dumb. All right, Iono here from Henry. All right, where were we? I was gonna say if Henry doesn't take a KO, now losing the counter catcher actually feels like it's more impactful. Once again, Henry did draw into the counter stadium though, so this can preemptively limit Emma's access to liability removal. Because now when Henry punches this Water Pawn, can't play Gravity Mountain, can't play Area 0 and Gravity Mountain next turn from Emma. But if the Gravity Mountain had second play for a turn, then Emma could retreat the Water Pawn, and then Area 0 or Gravity Mountain, bump the Area Zero, discard the Water Pawn from play. We'll also need to set up an attacker to actually put pressure on. Otherwise, it doesn't really mean very much. We'll see. Emma can Area Zero and clear with Pidgeot. Yeah, but it's not good enough, right? You need the Pidgeot has to be able to actually draw a prize card. Because then Henry just does the same thing again, and then is threatening a 4-prize turn. All right, Artisan coming out. You could set up a Monkey Dory here, I guess. But is Henry trying to avoid even setting up a Monkey Dory? Crystal is still available at this point. So it's possible for Emma to like set up a Flareon in a single turn and actually just one-hit KO this Gardevoir. And maybe that's what we need to see on Emma's side, to be honest. So please read it out loud, please. No. What happens if the game's bugged? Restart the match? It depends where we're at in the match. If the game is like obviously over, then crazy they didn't turn off in-game timers. I didn't let them turn off. They turned off the in-game timer for the first game, but I wasn't gonna let them play without in-game timers on. We're playing with timers on. Let's not get too crazy out here. All right. Dude, I might just have to like time out Dr. Arceus until the match is over. Dr. Arceus is carrying the chat right now, man. We can't let him get too big of a head, though. Oh, my bad. There was a 190 punch. Back over to Emma. Can Emma KO this Flareon? Like, if Emma can KO this Flareon, then I feel like there is still a possibility here. I mean, that's Night Stretcher. Actually, the hand is pretty good for it, too, right? Wait, actually, no. Emma just has it. Emma has KO on Flareon. Or KO on Gardevoir here with Flareon. Emma has the play. And that'll put a lot of pressure on. Oh, wait, we don't have a fast Eevee. Oh, we don't have the fast Eevee. Oh, wait, did she think the fast Eevee was in there? Oh, wait, no. Wait, can Terapagos get there? Oh, wait, maybe she was never going for this play, actually. Maybe she was never going for the play. I just thought she was going for the play. She's going for the Pidgeot remove Area Zero to remove the Water Palm play, but this doesn't really do anything because this doesn't draw any prize cards. So now Henry just goes, okay, cool, I'll punch again and set up the exact same play. All right, over to Henry. Can't win this turn anymore. Oh, he just had Candy Guardy in hand. Jeez. So even if Emma had the fast Eevee to take the knockout. All right. I mean, another Monkey Dory could be set up. I feel like we're just kind of in the exact same spot that we were last turn. I don't think, well, you definitely don't want to draw prize cards here as Henry, but I banned the chatter. Know where I got him. I wasn't paying attention to Henry's turn at all now. What is Henry trying to do now? Yeah, man, what about our free speech, buddy? You could Ultra Ball away Psychic and Bravery Charm, go Candy, Gardevoir, Nest Ball, second Monkey Dory, and then just have Guardy, Monkey Dory, Monkey Dory. Then the Fez could get, I don't know. Isn't Emma out of area zeros? If she only plays 2, yes. If it's only 2, then yes. I mean, Henry has the play that I mentioned, but... I guess the question is, does he want to put second Monkey Dory in play, or does he want to go down to a 0-card hand? And it looks like the answer is yeah, he's fine with going down to the 0-card hand. And then, I mean, you can punch Pidgeot for 150 this turn effectively, right? And even run to the other Gardevoir. I mean, yeah, you could sob the Fez, but that's like not even like a real play, right? Like, it's not a real win condition. What happens if Emma KOs Fez with Hagos? Well, couldn't Henry just like heal the Fez out of... But with that, is that even like a real play? Fez is fake with double monkey. Yeah, there's like no real... There's just like no real win condition, I don't think. Yeah, I can't come up with anything on Emma's side of the field. Oh, just punch it? Okay, yeah, but how are you going to punch it? You can't even set up... Oh, no. All right, Terrapagos... How much Terrapagos hit for? 150? Well, you don't even KO it. You hit for 150. You can't even KO it. Yeah, Fez is already out of range. We're out of area 0. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. Let's see. Orange in hand does have access to Quick Search, of course. Quick Search can become a Noctowl. That becomes setting 2 trainer cards, but I can't think of 2 trainer cards that'll set up a line here. Boss is getting searched out. I mean, is it just Boss Fez, Punch Fez? Oh no, it's gonna go chase a Monkey Dory here. Okay, okay. I don't know if this only draws... Oh no, this draws 1 prize card, but... I didn't realize Emma is at 3 prize cards. So Henry can win next turn, but doesn't have game... Doesn't have game in as many ways. Oh, yeah, so KO Monkey Dory is definitely the play here. Okay, okay, this makes sense. Why not Blustery Wind? Honestly, good point. Actually, no, that is a good point. Yeah, Emma definitely should have used Blustery Wind to take the KO there. Should not have retreated. Definitely a mistake. All right, top deck research. There's the Fez, Monkey Dory, and with the 30 already on the Fez, that'll be the knockout. Did have access to Fez to draw cards, but obviously this works as well. That Pidgeot really does not want to go. That Pidgeot really does not want to leave the field. But as you can clearly see here, Henry takes a dub. And they're communicating in the Discord. So this one is over. Henry wins 4-0 with Gardevoir, Drifloon over Emma with the Flareon box. Draw onto game 5. Shout out to both players for coming out and playing in the match, of course. Shout out to Emma. Shout out to Henry. I really appreciate it. I appreciate them letting me run these show matches and so on. The VOD will be up on YouTube later, and I'll put it in a video as well if anyone didn't catch everything and wants to catch it all later on.